What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. I did not think we were going to be doing any more videos or having any more news today, and then this happened. Major news just broke. It's coming across a lot of different semi-truck and diesel websites at the moment. Congress moves to overturn EPA CARB emission waivers. Now, this is a combination. These are three separate CRAs. We're going to talk about it, and they're planning on voting on these on Monday. What does that mean? It means the end of CARB and a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about, despite what other people say on the internet. So let's get directly into it. And I'm going to put it for you right up here on the screen. Okay, Congress introduces resolutions to roll back California emission standards. Now, this doesn't just roll back the emission standards. They have other stuff here on testing, smog tests, all kinds of stuff. So let's get into it. The three Congressional Review Acts, also known as CRAs as I call them, CRA resolutions introduced this week in the U.S. House take aim at waivers granted by the EPA agency that cleared the way for California's stricter emissions to take effect. The three targeted California regulations are the Advanced Clean Cars 2 rule, which applies to light-duty cars and pickup trucks, and the trucking-related Omnibus Low NOx rule and Advanced Clean Trucks Act rule. The EPA, in February, sent three rules to Congress for review. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, at the time, said the Biden administration failed to send rules on the Clean Air Act waivers to Congress, preventing members of Congress from deciding on extremely consequential actions that had massive impacts on costs across the entire United States. The Trump EPA is transparently correcting this wrong and rightfully following the rule of law. Now, I'm not saying that. That's what they're saying. But let's go. So Representative John James, Republican of Michigan, introduced the CRA resolution that, if passed, would repeal the waiver for the Advanced Clean Trucks rule. A press release from James says the waiver allows California to ram its comply or die zero-emission truck rule down the throat of America, essentially killing Michigan's trucking industry. The Act rule requires truck manufacturers to increase zero-emission new truck sales to 55%, Class 2B-3, 75%, Class 4 through 8, and 40% of semi-tractor sales by 2035. Representative Jay Obernolte, Republican of California, introduced the CRA that would roll back the Omnibus Low NOx rule, which slashed NOx and particulate matter emission standards and included new requirements for test procedures, smog, regulatory useful life, and emissions warranties. Here are the CRAs I've been telling you about. They're finally coming to the floor. What's funny is it could be a Congressional Review Act that comes from a representative from California that finally makes diesels great again. And it's right there. It literally says in detail what the regulatory useful life is on those emissions equipment and emissions warranties. So two things would have to happen. They either agree that there is a useful life for these emission systems, or they have to agree that they have to extend the warranties out on all of this emissions equipment for 500,000 miles, 400,000, something insane, which you know damn well the manufacturers ain't gonna do. So what does that mean? Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm waiting for these pickup truck channels to say something. I'm waiting. Crickets. It's just funny. And then we have a quote from the congressman that says, quote, "As a representative of California, I've seen firsthand how burdensome regulations from the California Air Resource Board have hurt businesses and hardworking Americans by imposing costly mandates instead of allowing the market to drive innovation. Obernothi said Congress must exercise its oversight authority to ensure that these policies do not become the national standard. It is critical we protect jobs, supply chains, and the ability of consumers to choose what is best for them and their families. When passed and signed, if passed and signed by President Donald Trump, the rules would be repealed and the EPA would be barred from reissuing the rules in the same form ever again. The CRAs are just the latest attempt to roll back CARB's EPA waivers. Bills have been introduced to revoke the recently issued waivers and remove California's Clean Act waiver exemption. The EPA has also signaled its intent to reconsider the Clean Trucks Plan, a set of regulations issued by the EPA during the Biden administration and aimed at reducing pollution from heavy-duty trucks. So, what does this mean? I'm going to put it, two things. First, because, we just be pulling stuff out our ass according to some of these channels and quote-unquote dick riders on the internet. I'm going to post a link to this article. And in the article, there's actually links to the CRAs. And because I know people will be like, oh, I understand that they said that, but that's not what it means. Okay. Here's the bill. House Joint Resolution number 89. What? I'm waiting for the comments now. Huh? So what you're saying is what I have. You know what's going to be funny? You know what's going to make me laugh? Is when I see all these people that were like, that dude doesn't know what he's talking about. That dude's just saying stuff. I'm going to laugh when I start seeing videos get deleted off these people's channels. I'm going to laugh when people don't want to talk about it no more. Because it happens. Look, if you want to be a tree hugging, I don't even know how you could be a pickup truck person if that's the case. But if you want to, hug trees and do impossible crap and waste trillions of dollars of my money and everybody else's money, go do that shit in Switzerland, man. Go somewhere else, man. Because us here in America, we want to do stuff that America wants to do. And that's enjoy our vehicles, enjoy property that belongs to us, and not have to worry about the government overburdeningly coming in and kicking in our door because, we put our truck on a weight loss plan. Or, having to go get our vehicle smogged, 4 times a year if you have a semi truck, or every other year, if you have a regular vehicle in California. It's a pain in the ass, man. People are tired of that. They don't want to do that anymore. And, especially the people that are supporting like the Diesel Emissions Reduction Act and all that other Mickey Mouse stuff, those people are absolutely retarded. I'm just saying it. But there it is, man. Providing congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 9 United States Code of the rules submitted by the EPA relating to California state motor vehicle and engine and non-road engine pollution control standards. The Omnibus Low NOx Regulation Waiver Preemption Notice of Decision. And it goes right into it. You can actually read the entire bill of Congress. Like I said, everything is actually in that article that they go into detail. One of those CRAs goes into detail about the useful life of an emission system. When did I talk about that? Oh, that's right. I said that this was coming in Congress 2 weeks ago. I guess I must have a friggin' time machine. I guess what I say when I'm seeing this stuff being debated, because maybe I just sit at home because I'm retired, or if I'm at my office on base, I have the TV on C-SPAN and I actually watch what's going on in Congress. and when I'm reporting is actually happening in Congress before these jackass YouTube channels and some of these other retards want to go, I don't know what he's talking about. I know you guys would enjoy that. Anyways, I love this. I know you're going to say, damn it, you're petty. I am. I'm extremely petty. And this made my day. I wasn't making any more videos today, but this, I saw this and was like, nope, got to go get on the couch, turn the lights on, get my mics up. Got to do it because I know we're going into the weekend and y'all want some positive news. House Joint Resolution 89 will be one of 3 Congressional Review Act bills that are going to the floor on Monday. What does that mean? Well, when they go to the floor Monday, if they get voted on, they'll go to the Senate. Senate votes on it. President signs it. Bye-bye. All over. Done. And it's right here. And it's from a representative from California. That is the most ironic thing ever. So there you have it. For the people that are like, there's no CRA that talks about useful life on emission systems. I'm sure all these reporters that are writing these articles and linking directly to the bills in Congress were all lying. We're lying on our YouTube channel where all these reporters are lying. It's amazing. And here's the thing. I don't have a journalism degree. I didn't go to school for journalism. I just had this thing that a lot of people don't have today. It's called common sense. Petty tears. I love it. Until next time, as always, stay petty, my friends.